Today's the first day I'm working on my 12-foot 1957 Feathercraft little V-hull aluminum john boat. This right here, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it straight without actually taking it to a professional shop. But it's not structural damage. It might look bad, but it's not affecting the structure of the boat itself. It's just where from the top of the seat up to the rail, it was sitting upside down, and the guy used a tractor to flip it over. The guy I got it from. And as you can tell in the very back, the wood on the transom needs replacing. That's what I'm going to be working on most today. Got a really good deal on the boat. I don't know if you'll be able to see or not that it is a true Feathercraft. It's rated for a 7.5 horsepower outboard at max. It does have the spots for oar locks, which is what I'm going to start out with. Gotta get this wood on the transom fixed so I can go stick it in the water and make sure I don't have any leaks on the rivet. Feathercraft company made airplanes for World War II. They're all made out of aluminum, and they use the same aluminum and some of the same design to start making john boats and bigger boats after World War II. All right, I'll give y'all an update here in just a little bit. All right, everybody, it's a little bit later. Got all the boards cut, the holes drilled, I've got everything bolted on. For right now, I'm just using a silicone-based caulk just to seal things up to make sure I'm not going to have any leaks in any of the rivets or anything. I've not put the boat in the water yet, so I'm going to let this sit overnight, and hopefully tomorrow afternoon sometime I can take it out to the lake and see as far as if I have any leaks in the seams where the pot rivets are. If there is, I'll address those. But you've seen the first part of the video. Now this is the second part of the video. I am eventually planning on putting a 7.5 horsepower Montgomery Ward motor on it. So I did put the board on the back. I can countersink those a little more if I have to. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to or not, but if I do, there it is. Obviously, you see I've got it sitting up on a cinder block to be able to get to seal the bolts. There's 4 bolts that's not holding anything, but there were holes there, so I just went ahead and put the bolts in with some washers just for right now. It's a little aggravating getting the top board in because I didn't want to grind or drill the 3 pot rivets on the corner caps. I wanted to leave it in there, so I was able to get it in at an angle and just kind of wedge it and pry it up. Got the board in the bottom for the back part of the transom brace. My stepbrother has his own sawmill, so I was able to get the wood from him. That's the reason the edges are not perfectly straight, which is fine with me. They're kind of beveled. Got a spot right there. But it is a 1957, so I believe the rustic look kind of gives it a little charm there. And like I said, as far as this side being bent in, I am going to try to straighten it a little bit, but I don't think there's really a whole lot I can do unless I take it to an actual body shop that deals with sheet metal and stuff. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to put it in the water tomorrow to check for any leaks. If there is, I'll address those. But there it is so far. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's been a few days since I've worked on my boat. Wasn't able to get it in there the next day. I'm finally getting to put it in, see if we have any leaks. If we don't have any leaks or any major leaks, I'm going to do a little fishing while I'm here. It's going to be a few minutes. You can see there's several people here today. Several people already in the lake, several getting put in. But I'll let you know how it goes. Well, here we go. We got it in the water finally. Everything is dry in the back. This was one spot that I was kind of worried about. Right here in the front where it was dented. I am taking on just a little bit of water there. Nothing bad. I'll stay close to the boat ramp and see how it goes. I'm not going to be sitting more toward the back. Well, let's see what happens. Well, everybody, we're in the water. Do have a little bit of water coming in near the front, but as you can tell, I've caught my first fish in my first boat. Thank you, Jesus. All right, everybody. Out here, beautiful Broadway Lake. First day in my boat, of course. Just want y'all to see how beautiful it is. Done caught one spotted bass and one decent sized shell cracker. Well, boat's holding up good. Let's see what else we can catch. Sorry for my camera being a little close here. I said my new boat, just trying out new stuff. I caught a couple of fish. Move out away from this dock a little bit. Give you a little. That's it. I'm just using one paddle. Paddle it around until I can get some oar locks fixed and be able to use it. Hope I don't make y'all seasick. But this is such a beautiful lake. It's nice weather this morning, overcast skies. The only thing about a little small boat, paddling around, you're going to float all over the place. Just using I believe it's a 32nd of an ounce underspin, if I can get it in the camera for you. With monkey milk, of course. I've had a little small strike there. rod I'm using today is 7-foot Crappie Thunder with the Crappie Thunder reel. I actually like this combo. It's pretty sensitive, cast great. I have caught a good many crappie on this combo, along with some brim and a couple of bass. Trash off of it. All right, let's move on down. Let's try it right here. Drag a little loose there. Another little short strap. That'd be a little small brim. Something just barely nicking it at the tail. There it is. There we go. We got us one now, baby. Yeah. Oh. And another thing about having a small boat. Got me a decent shell cracker. Even the shell cracker will pull your boat around. Yeah. Not a bad little shell cracker here.
There you go. A little red ear sunfish. Not a bad little catch. Throw him back in. If I catch another one of them like that, I'm gonna have to get my stringer out. Start putting them on a stringer. All right, let's back up out of this hole where he pulled me into. Gonna back that boat up. Get spun back around here. Caught a bass just a little bit ago. A little spot. He might have won a pound and a half. They're talking about a fish pulling the boat around. Yeah, he was pulling the boat around. All right, let's see if we can get us another one. Got a light little breeze starting to blow. Still gonna fish that little dock right there. Just trying to get away from it. Backing this boat up. A little breeze is gonna blow us toward it. Just throwing that underspin out there and just retrieving it real slow, just enough to keep the blade spinning. Nice and quiet out here. Birds are singing. Fish are biting, just not biting hard enough. Just nipping at the tail of it. Like I said, the way I'm fishing this, I'm just throwing it out. And when it hits the water, I'm counting to about 3. So roughly about 3 foot deep, and just slowly retrieving it. It's easy to fish the underspin. It's one of my favorite lures to throw, especially for crappie. But one thing about it, you can catch just about anything on an underspin. Sorry for keep hitting the boat, but first day on the lake with it, still trying to get used to it, but we'll get the hang of it. Well, I just switched up colors. It's close to a monkey milk, but it's got a darker back. I'll show it to you when I reel it in. If I can get it out there a little bit further away from the camera there, behind it trying to do this. You can see it's got a little darker back than the monkey milk does. I'm getting a little closer to the dots than I like to, just after this cast. This morning when I got here, took a little video of all the trucks in the parking lot and stuff. I was just thinking about it. I think they're having the log out today. Broadway Lake's only a little small 300-acre lake, and Broadway Lake community is a very good community of people that live on and around the lake, and they have couple times a year, especially after big storms and stuff has come through. They'll do it a little more through the year, but they'll have a log out day where people volunteer, bring their boats down here, and instead of fishing for the day, they will go around the lake, and any logs that they see floating, they'll tie up to them and drag them back to the boat ramp. And the county, this is a county-owned lake, it's not a state-owned lake. The county will come through several days later with their truck and trailer, and they will pick all the logs up and haul them off. Like I said, Broadway Lake, it's in Anderson, South Carolina. It's a small lake, but it's a beautiful lake. I grew up fishing on this lake with my dad. He's no longer with us anymore, but he's the one that really got me started into fishing. We would come out here on Saturdays like today, or either when he got off of work, we would come out here for a couple of hours and go fishing. But there's super nice people that live out here on the lake, that live around the lake. Just very good. I would almost say like a family style community out here on Broadway. Oh, missed him. This 7-foot Crappie Thunder rod, it's pretty sensitive. I'm not gonna say it's the most sensitive rod there is, but I'm sure there's a lot more rods that are more sensitive than this one. But for the money, this is a pretty nice combo. It's not very expensive. I think I paid, it's either $50 or $60 for the combo. Alright, I hope y'all don't get seasick, because we're fixing to be doing some rocking and rolling here in just a second. See the little red buoy? Some of the homeowners put them out here in front of their docks to keep, because they'll come out here and swim in the lake and stuff like that. Kind of keep boaters, especially ones with motors, of course, keep them kind of out from the dock. As you can tell, there is still several older concrete boat houses out here on this lake. There's a lot of docks out here. And all of them, none of them are floating docks. All of them are on piers. I'm gonna go find me another spot to fish for just a little bit. Be back shortly. As soon as I start reeling them, I'm getting, got to be brim. Got to be brim. We're just nipping the tail. Now, of course, I would love to find some good crappie. I would pull line off of a fishing rod and make a stringer if I had to. I could get a mess of crappie. Another short stripe. And the same thing, got a little small bite. Now, y'all may not been able to get up underneath those trees. I have not fished out of a boat in years. This is just my little 12-foot John boat. I'm recording with my phone, and I've got it sitting on a little small tripod on the bench in front of me, as y'all can probably tell. So getting a good sidearm cast to get under those trees is gonna be a little difficult. don't know if y'all can see in the water or not, but there's a little turtle. Little soft shell got his little pointy nose sticking up out of the water. Just went back down. Let's adjust and head back in this cove. Big fallen tree over here on the other side of this little small dock. There might be some crappie up in here. Can't never tell. Tree limbs come out pretty far. I'm pulling across them. What I'm doing here is, as soon as it hits the water, start retrieving it just a little faster than I normally would. Try to keep it above the limbs if I got home there. Also in shallower water here. I believe that's a little baby brim or baby bass. It's just nipping at the tail of this thing. It's a decent little bite. I think I'm gonna stay here and kind of pick this treetop apart a little bit. Definitely don't want to get hung in it, but that's part of fishing with underspins or jigs or anything. When you're around a tree, you're gonna get hung sometime. Another good thing about a drum boat, we found little pockets like this right here. I'm probably fixing to lose it, I know. I'm all in the bottom. That's very shallow. It's got some deep pockets, but that's very shallow. Water ain't but about 3 foot deep right here where I'm at. About 4 foot of water. It's really shallow back in here. Guys, I had that on those big jobs. I love the rustic look of this little boathouse and the docks. I even liked this one when I was a kid. I remember when I was fishing with my dad out here. I remember fishing this spot. I'd rather do it like that than get it stuck. A little breeze starting to pick up, and I'm gonna blow me backwards. Joys of paddling around in an old John boat. I will admit, I am having a lot of fun in this little boat. I really am. Never fished out of a canoe, but I guess this would be the equivalent of it as far as the wind and other boats and being pushed around. Whoa! I set it down and I catch one. Did y'all see that? Another shell cracker. I set my rod down so I can spin the boat back around. And the shell cracker grabs a hold to it. What is the odds of that? Decent little shell cracker, a little smaller. And that's all I did. I set it down to be able to spin the boat back around. And it happens again. I guess I just need to leave it where it's at and just kind of paddle and troll around. But there is a lot of shell crackers in this lake. can see. We'll have to get out of this cove, because this wind's just going to keep pushing me right on to the back. All right, everybody. As you can tell, I'm back at home. I'm off the water now. Today was a really good day. The first day having my boat on the water. I did wind up catching 2 bass and about 6 shell cracker. Didn't get everything on video, of course, as you can see. The boat did really, really good. I did take on a little bit of water. Let me show you exactly where I've got some leaks that I know of and where I'm pretty sure the rest of the water come from. All right. As I showed y'all this morning, when I first put it in, right in here, it used to be dented up pretty good, and I took a hammer, kind of beat it back down a little bit. I do have a little bit of leak in this seam. With me sitting back here on the back bench, it still rides pretty level. It is easy to paddle. Like I said, I still got to make my oar locks and get my oars, but I was paddling on one side and then paddle on the other like you seen. Really easy to paddle. I was out for probably a total of about 5 hours on the water. As you can see, some of the bolts, looks like I do have a little bit of leak coming in from the back. Water level, I think, was up to about right here. Boats coming by and stuff, splashed up. I've done let the water out, of course, as you can see, but I only had water just above the rivets right there, and it kind of, you know, being flat, it come out here. So I don't believe that's too bad for first time in the water, checking for leaks, and she did good. She did really, really good. I am still planning on trying to get this right here straightened out. I'm sorry, my hands look nasty. I'm a mechanic by trade, and I did a little work on my lawnmower yesterday when I was cutting grass and put some belt dressing on there, so it kind of got some overspray and splatter on my hands there. But yeah, there it is. Great day on the water. God bless each and every one of y'all, and remember, Jesus loves you.